All right, next we have Arthur's first sleepover. And it is by Marc Brown. Fun fact, Arthur's like one of my favorite stories like growing up. I loved Arthur. I loved Arthur too. Yeah, Obama loved Arthur. All right. And this says, for the cousins, Catherine, Jonathan, Haley, Shay, and Miles, with love. Aww, love. Thanks, Obama. All right, let's start with the story. Arthur was getting ready for his first sleepover. It isn't until Saturday, called Mother. Come in and eat your breakfast. Father laughed while he read the paper. Some man in town says he saw a spaceship, he chuckled. Probably the same man who thinks he saw Elvis at the mall, joked Mother. I don't believe in aliens, said Arthur. Well, the National Requirer does, said D.W., and they'll pay a lot of money for a picture of one. On the way to school, the girls were talking about the spaceship. Arthur wanted to talk about his sleepover. We can have the sleepover in my tent, said Arthur. You wouldn't catch me out in a tent with these spaceships landing, said Muffy. Bad news, said Buster. My mom thinks I'm too young for a sleepover. I can't come. But you have to, said Arthur. It's my first sleepover, and you're my best friend. Why did they call them sleepovers? Said Francine. No one ever sleeps. And for those of you that don't know, we have Arthur, Buster, the Brain, Muffy, Francine, and that's Prunella. I don't think she talks in this story, this one. All right, moms to the rescue, as usual. That afternoon, Arthur told his mother about Buster's problem. Well, I'll see what I can do, said Mother. Arthur crossed his fingers while she dialed. Buster's mom did all the talking. Yes? No? Oh, of course not, said Mother. Absolutely. Good talking with you two. Bye. Mother smiled and nodded her head. Yes! Hooray! Cried Arthur. Does Buster's mom know about the spaceship? Asked D.W. I saw flashing lights from one today. I think that was the pizza shop sign, said Mother. Oh, D.W. Silly goose. Saturday morning, Arthur was outside making the tent cozy for his sleepover. His family helped too. I was just thinking, said D.W. How do we know that you're our real parents and not aliens in their bodies? Did you brush your teeth? Asked Father. And pick up that mess in your room, young lady? Said Mother. Okay, said D.W. They sound real to me, said Arthur. Arthur was looking for his flashlight when Buster and the Brain arrived. It was here a minute ago, said Arthur. I wonder if you'll see any aliens, said D.W. If we do, said the Brain, how will we communicate with them? Forget about communicating, said D.W. Take pictures for the National Requirer. Use my camera. We can split the money. Let's make some signs, said Arthur. Good idea, said Buster. But first, I'll have to call my mom. Good job, Buster. Don't forget to call your parents. Always let them know where you are. So they don't think aliens took you. After they finished their signs, they unpacked. I brought a few snacks, said the brain. I brought a rubber snake, said Arthur, to keep DW away. What did you bring, Buster? Just my baseball cards, said Buster, and my blankie. Do you think we'll really see aliens tonight? No. Do you? Said Arthur. Highly unlikely, said the brain. And these are backwards. But it says, aliens welcome. We are your friends. And please do my homework. Look at DW. Ooh, that looks like such a fun sleepover. Wow. The boys forgot all about the aliens. They were too busy telling jokes and trading baseball cards. Pillow fight! Screamed Buster. Quiet, said the brain. What's that sound? Footsteps, whispered Buster. And they're getting closer, said Arthur. Oh! Pizza delivery, called an unfamiliar voice. Compliments of the sleepover parents. Everyone laughed. Oh, I almost stopped breathing, said Arthur. I almost wet my pants, said Buster. Oh, silly boys. Before they knew it, they heard another voice. Lights out, said Father. It's after 9, bedtime. Already, said Arthur. Thank you for the pizza, sir, said the brain. Oh, such good manners. You're welcome, said Father. Good night, boys. Good night, said the boys sweetly. Do you think they'll go to bed? Let's see. Whoa! Looks like they're not going to bed anytime soon. Party! 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 As soon as they heard Father go back into the house, they shot out of their sleeping bags like cannonballs. I heard bedtime, said the brain, but I didn't hear sleep time. Let's tell spooky stories, said Arthur. How about cards? Suggested Buster. And just as it was Arthur's turn to go fish, they saw flashing lights. And they dropped their cards. It got very quiet. Aliens! Whispered Buster. I don't hear any footsteps, whispered Arthur. Of course not, said the brain. They haven't landed yet. And lights flashed again. They're headed for our tent! Run for your lives! And no one could find the flaps. Help! Screamed Buster. Let me out! And the tent collapsed. And that didn't stop them from making a run for it. But a large maple tree did. Ouch! Said Arthur. I'm calling my mom, said Buster. Watch out for that tree. Look, said the brain. The lights are coming from your house. I think I know this alien, said Arthur. It's from the planet DW. And Arthur noticed the things they used to make signs. And that gave him an idea. Let's put our tent back up. I think I know a way we can teach that little space creature a lesson. ODW, pesky little sister. Later, Arthur crept quietly into the house. DW was in her room laughing. What's so funny? He asked. What are you doing up here? Said DW. Did you come in because you're scared? Not really, said Arthur. I'm returning your camera. You'll probably see an alien before we will." "I doubt it," said DW. "Well, just in case," said Arthur. "Sweet dreams." Then very, very, very quietly, he returned to his tent. A minute later, DW heard a tap on her window. "Aliens!" She screamed, and she screamed so loud, it woke up everyone in the neighborhood. Well, everyone except Buster, the Brain, and Arthur, because they were already awake. And when Mother and Father went out to check, the boys were sleeping like little angels. So I guess they managed to get the tent up. And of course, after Mother and Father went back into the house, it was another story. The end. Serves DW right. That was an amazing story. Thank you so much for sharing that joy with me. Everybody have a safe time, and yeah, be safe. Love ya.